विषयः एव अस्माभिः अधुना प्रारभ्यते. It's fine?
Sure, sir. Yes, sir.
अस्तु महोदय, तथैव भवतु.
Right? Because and I know अस्माभिः एकं पद्यं कृतं पठितं गतकक्षायां राघवयादे वीयम् इति काव्यात्, यत्र अनुलोम पठनात् रामस्य कथा आविर्भूता, परन्तु कृष्णस्य कथा अपि तत्र भवति प्रतिलोम पठनेन. That is still pending with us, right? प्रतिलोम पठनात् कृष्णकथा अनुभवः शेषः वर्तते. सः अनुभवः अस्माभिः अग्रिमकक्षायां अनुभूयते. Now we will do samasa.
सर त्रेता द्वापर युगयोः गैप् भवति खलु, अतः.
Good one. So अधुनापि वयं रामकथामेव आस्वादयामः. किञ्चित् कालानन्तरं कृष्णकथां वयं प्रविशामः. अन्यस्मिन् युगे इति हेतोः. Very good. Okay, now let me share the screen. Screen. Screen दृश्यते. सर्वैः दृश्यते स्क्रीन्?
दृश्यते सर, दृश्यते.
इति मत्वा मम ध्वनिः अपि श्रूयते इति अधुना निश्चितं. So we will go ahead. So what we have done in the last class, this Bodhika did not have samasa chapter, right? Now since we are learning it, so what I have done is I have created one slide like this, which will be filled up as we learn, and effectively this becomes one slide in the Bodhika, which was not there. Okay, this is what samasas samasanam aneka vidaha. That is this slide. It's a recap. Last class we said samasaha saturvidaha to start with. At the top, right? Saturvidaha. Kete vidaha prade satpurushaha bahuvrihi avibhavah dvandvah. Now again, maybe I missed to say this. Now what is the classification based on? We know that there are samasas of various templates. Already we recapped it. Each samasa, depending on the template, will give you a certain output, whether it's noun or adjective or avyam. And if it is noun, we should know what is the lingam. If it is adjective, we should know how to form these three. We have done all that. Now we said there are four types: Tatpurusha, Bahuvrihi, Avyabhava, Dvandva. What is the basis of this classification? I think we didn't cover that last time. Pradhanya. That's correct. The basis, remember we all covered one thing. Every samasa reduces finally to one pradhana word. And the remaining words are not pradhana word. Even if you don't have those words, if you reduce the entire samasa to its pradhana word, the sentence will still be correct. It may miss some information, extra information, but syntactically the sentence will be correct. Okay, so that word in a samasa is called pradhana padam, which is the pradhana, which is the main word which is required in that sentence. Of the two words, right? Of the Purva Padam and Uttara Padam, which Padam is required? Let's do two examples to understand this. Okay. let us say we have taken example of Neelakasha and say Adya Neelakashe Meghaha na vartante. Is this sentence clear to everyone? Meaning?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uma, you will join. I'm hearing the voice.
Sir, namaste. Yes, sir. Just joined. Yes.
So, Adya Neelakashe Meghaha na vartante. This is a sentence using the compound Neelakasha. What is the pradhana padam in Neelakasha?
Akasha.
Akasha. So if I just reduce Neelakasha to just Akasha, the sentence changes to Adya Akashe Meghaha na vartante. This still makes sense. Right? Syntactically, it's still a correct statement. Semantically, also it makes sense. So Neelakasha, take that compound. 1 second, I'm getting a call. 1 second. Yeah, I'm back. Hello. My class left me. Amma space. I'm back. Sorry. So you see that when you change, when you just substitute Akasha instead of Neelakasha, the meaning of the sentence is not altered, right? Just that one information we're losing, that the sky is blue in color. You're able to see the pradhana padam there is Akasha. Understood so far? Pradhanyam?
Amanatya.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Let's do the reverse and say, suppose somebody says, no, the Purva padam is pradhanam, like Neela is pradhanam. And if you substitute, you say Adya Neele Meghaha vartante, right? Now you see this doesn't make sense. There are clouds in the blue. Doesn't make sense. You're able to see? Doesn't make sense. Only if you put Akasha, it makes sense. If you put Neela, it doesn't make sense. So it is clear that Akasha is the Pradhana Padam. Neela is not the Pradhana Padam. This is how you test. How do you test which is Pradhana Padam? You put the other Padam and see if the sentence makes sense. You put this Padam and see which one makes sense. Is clear? Pradhanyam. Now let us do an example of if you always think the Uttara Padam will be Pradhanam, let's give an example of where Purva Padam is Pradhanam. Okay. Suppose we say Aham Bhagavataha Padakamalam Vande. Aham Bhagavataha Padakamalam Vande. Meaning is clear, everyone?
Yes, Mahodaya.
Now, which of the words in Padakamalam is the Pradhana word?
Padam.
Padam. Because just try and say Aham Bhagavataha Padam Vande or Aham Bhagavataha Kamalam Vande. Of course, Aham Bhagavataha Padam Vande. Kamala is just a extra attribute to say it is like lotus. But if you say Aham Bhagavataha Kamalam Vande, it looks like I salute to the Lord's lotus. That is not what we are saluting. We are saluting his feet. Now you see an example. This Padakamalam is another compound, but here the Purva Padam is the Pradhana. So it's not like always Uttara Padam is Pradhanam, right? So you're getting it?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So either of the two Padams will be Pradhan. Now, if the entire classification here is based on the Pradhanyam, let's just put that also in the definition and before we go ahead. So Tat Purushaha, the first category of Samasa is called Tat Purushaha, and the definition of Tat Purusha is where Prayaha Uttara Padam Pradhanam Bhavati. So all the templates where Uttara Padam, there are one or two exceptions. Padakamalam itself is an exception, but otherwise 99% Uttara Padam will be Pradhanam. That is all that is taken and put under Tatpurusha Samasa. Clear? Now, if you go to Bahuvrihi Samasa, in Bahuvrihi Samasa, neither Purvapadam nor Uttarapadam is Pradhanam. It's called Anyapada Pradhanam. Why is it Anyapada? Neither can you replace the sentence, replace the compound with Purvapadam nor with Uttarapadam. It will neither make sense. Let's take an example. Aham Pitambaram Vishnum Vande. Right? Aham Pitambaram Vishnum Vande. Pitambaram is a Bahuvrihi Samasa. If somebody says, what is the Pradhana Padam? You can't say, Aham Pitam Vishnum Vande. No, we are not going to Vishnu who is yellow. Okay. Aham Ambaram Vishnum Vande. No, we are not saying Vishnu is the cloth. So, are you able to see that neither Uttarapadam nor Purvapadam substitution is making sense? Is it clear?
Oh, this is very clear. Yes, very clear.
Very nice. Very clear, right?
Yes. Very clear.
That is why Bahuvri is called Anyapada Pradhana. None of the two words are Pradhana. Some third entity is a Pradhana entity there. Neither the words in the compound itself is the main meaning. The main meaning is something else. It is one who has Pitamambara. So that meaning is standing out. It's Anyapada Pradhana. This is also one of the tests. Like Uma, you asked a question. This Wednesday. Usha asked a question Thursday. Why can't we treat this Bahuvrihi and question came, right? So this is a one test you can look at. I mean, can I replace the entire word with the last word, with the first word, and see if the sentence makes sense? Right? If the sentence makes sense with the last word, it's Tatpurusha. If it doesn't make sense with either last or first, then it is Bahuvrihi, because Bahuvrihi is Anyapada.
Yes, sir.
Mahodaya, when we're using the Bahuvrihi, the Anyapada will be there in the sentence. Now you gave an example of Padakamalam or Pitambaram Vishnum Vande. So in this Vishnu is there. Will the sentence have the Anyapada? Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but it mostly should have, because Bahuvris are adjectives, and it's like saying I have an adjective, but should there be its Visheshyam, right?
Okay.
There should be a Visheshyam. Otherwise, only with Visheshanam, unless we are very clear from the context whose Visheshanam it is. Okay. So again, 99% Bahuvris will be used with the Visheshyam. The Anyapada should be there in the sentence. Either exactly, either explicitly, or from the context you should be able to know.
The other way is, for Bahuvrihi, is replace the Samasa with Vigraha Vakyam. And remove the words and retain only Yat Padam. Then it makes sense.
That will be the case for everything. I mean, every Samasa, Tatpurusha, Bahuvri, everywhere if you put the Vigraha Vakyam, that whole thing will make sense, right? So that will not have any speciality for Bahuvrihi.
No. I'm saying in Bahuvrihi Vigraha Vakyam, retain only the Yat Padam and remove the others and see. Till the sentence makes sense.
Okay, for your test of Pradhanyam. Okay, got it. Okay, so now we are looking at the classification and then doing it based on the Pradhanyam. We saw Tatpurusha Prayena Uttarapada Pradhanaha. Bahuvrihi is what? Neither, right? It's Anyapada Pradhana. It's neither Purvapada nor Uttarapada. What is Avibhava?
Purvapada.
Prayena Purvapada Pradhana. Purvapadam will be the Avyam mostly. Again, there are one or two exceptions where the Avyam is the Uttarapadam. But Prayena Purvapadam is Uttarapadam. Sorry, Purvapadam is the Avyam, and the entire meaning of the Avibhava Samasa also will be revolving with the Purvapada. That drives the meaning, essence. You want to do an example? We say, Idam karyam tvam yata shakti kuru. Do this work as per your shakti. You replace yata shakti with just yata. Idam karyam tvam yatha kuru. It doesn't make full sense, but still, idam karyam tvam shakti kuru doesn't make sense at all. Idam karyam yatha kuru is do in such a manner. In what manner? That is the next word is telling you. At least this sentence has a meaning saying, do it in such a manner. So it is Purvapada Pradhanam. The Purvapadam is Avyam. So we got Avibhava. Why is it called? Why is it a different category? Avibhava different category for actually two reasons. One is it results also in Avyam. That is one reason, and it has a Purvapada which is Avyam, and that is the Pradhan. Go to the last one, Dvandva. This is interesting. In Dvandva, which Padam is Pradhanam?
Ubhaya pada pradhana.
Ubhaya Pada Pradhanam it is. Ubhaya Pada Pradhanam is Dvandva. Again, there's a difference between Tatpurusha and Dvandva. In Tatpurusha, Neela Kashe Meghaha Adya Vartante. Replace it with just Akashe, it makes sense. So, Uttara Pada Pradhanam. Replacing with Neele does not make sense. But Rama Lakshmanau, Vanam Gatavantau, right? Rama Lakshmanau, Vanam Gatavantau. Remove one, say Lakshmana Vanam Gatavan. I mean, it is not the intent of the sentence anyway, right? You see the difference? If I remove Lakshmana or if I remove Rama, that's not the intent of the sentence. It is like both are important. It's not like you can reduce the whole thing into one and other things are just, additional information. It's not that case. It's not additional information. Everything is equally important.
Right.
That's clear, right?
It's clear, modern.
Yes, that's it. So that's why we got these 4 categories. So all the 45 templates of the samasas, where we are looking at the templates and we are finding out which 2 can be component, having categorized into 4 buckets, primarily looking at what is a pradhanam, which is a pradhanam. In Avibhava case, it is 2 things. I mean, we will also look at it is resulting in Avyam. None of the other, I should not say again, none. Prayana, none of the other gives you an Avyam. Because there's one template in Bahuvrihi that can give you an Avyam. Okay, with that covered, and we'll continue
no,
today from where, yeah, go ahead.
No, in the classification there is a. So now this Purvapada Pradhanyam, it is only Avyayi Bhava. So only if there is a Purvapada which is Avyayi, if it is not a Avyaya and there is a Purvapada, there is no Samasa at all, is it?
No.
You got the question?
This is again Prayana, right? We just saw an example, Aham Bhagavataha Padakamalam Vande, right?
Okay.
So, Padakamalam, we all saw that Padam is the Purvapadam, that is the Pradhanam. So Purvapada Pradhana exists in Tatpurusha also.
Okay.
Okay, so
And
look
so
at
even
template,
in
but
Avyay,
even Avyabhava, there could be a Uttarapada Pradhanam also.
Okay, Mahodaya.
Okay.
We will see how.
Which means what do we, so what do we see? What I'm saying is this is like classification predominantly 99% covering. It's not like 100% covering. So it's not like a etched rule, right? It's not a cut and write rule that you precisely say this is Purvapadam, therefore it is. It's not that way. Finally, you decide which compound it is based on the actual template. So that's what is going to do. We are also going to do that only. Every time you come across a compound, the real test of understanding a compound is looking at which of the 45 templates it matches. That's all. These classifications are just for us to know to quickly come to which bucket, right? And then look within that.
Got it, Mahodaya.
Great. Let's proceed. So we have, last time we have done Dvitiya Tatpurusha. So if you look at what I have written so far, I've said Bahuvrihi, we did last time the entire classification, I mean high level, but in this chart today, we will make a live update, right? We'll make a live progress. So we have done that 4 templates, 4 categories are there. We have called them Tatpurusha, Bahuvrihi, Avibhava, Dvandva. Right now we discuss the key differences between these. And now within Tatpurusha, we have Samanya Tatpurusha or Vibhakti Tatpurusha. That is, relationship is Vibhakti. And then within that, we're looking at Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturthi. Each of the Vibhaktis we'll look at. Then we have Karmadharya, we have Digu, then Nang Prabrti. Again, within Nang Prabrti, we have further. So as and when we keep on looking at the template, we'll keep filling this up. Eventually, at the end of the Samasa sessions, we will have the entire screen here filled up, this slide filled up with all the different subtypes within the main of the 4 types, and then therefore we will know all the templates. That's the idea. Fine.
Sir, one question, sir. Basic only, but still it got me thinking. Now, this Tritiya Tatpurusha, I do remember, sir, you told me that the final word will for Striling will be as per the adjective it is governing, like Shitala, Sundari. Now, so
Right.
we remember it based on the familiarity. So I know it is Sundari, so it is Sundari. But how do we know what is the adjectives, Striyam forms, or any place where it tells
Adjective striyam
this
form, how do we know? It's again, that is by familiarity only.
familiarity, right, sir? Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
sir. Okay. Yeah.
Adjectives, because adjectives, unless you coin, see, if you are coining an adjective, then it is based on one of the vrittis, right?
Yes.
If an adjective is coined by us, then we would have either used tadita vritti or krit vritti or samasa. If it is coined by us, then we know depending on what the vritti, what is the linga, or whether e comes or comes. But if it is native, if the adjective is already there in the language, then along with knowing the adjective, know its meaning, we also know its stritvam. We learn
Oh.
from the language.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yes.
Okay, now we go into let's recap. So I'll open the Kanika now. And we go to Samasa Kanika. We're covering Samasa Kanikas. And we'll recap. Last time we did Dvitiya, and we said Dvitiya Tatpurusha Samasa is where the first word is Dvitiya Bhakti related to second word. There are many combinations where first word is Dvitiya to second word, right? Like for example, Ramam Vande. Let's take this case of Ramam Vande. Can you compound these two words?
No, we can't compound.
And why is it so?
Because one day is a Kriya Padam and Samasa can be formed
Vande is a
only
Kriya.
between two Pratipadika.
Pratipadika. Vande is not a Pratipadika. Vande is a Tinganta form. That's the answer. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Everyone,
Yes.
now let us now take a Pratipadika. Ramam Pranatavan. Somebody, okay? Somebody Ramam Pranatavan. Can I compound this? I have two Pratipadikams now.
No,
Is it
can't
because
be,
the
sir.
second?
Go ahead.
No, maybe somebody was answering.
So
Anyway,
it should be part of these which is given either Shita, Atita, Patita.
Correct. So if you have two Pratipadikams and first is in second vibhakti governance or linking with the second Pratipadikam, doesn't mean just because Ramam Pranatavan, just because two words are related by Dvitiya Bhakti does not compound. That's why we said now example can compound only if it is these Ashrita, Shrita, Atita, Patita, Gata, Atyasta, Praptapada. Correct. Usha, fine. Only that small subset. Any other Dvitiya relationship with two Pratipadikams cannot be compounded. Clear?
Yes, got it, Modaya.
Great. Now we go to Tritiya. This is where we left last time. Within Tritiya Samasa, there are four templates. There are four Why is it four templates? Which means there are many reasons why two words will be related with Tritiya. Tritiya, the Karakam, a chapter which says you have to put Tritiya if you want to say with, if you want to say by, using, reason, due to. So there are multiple reasons Tritiya comes. That is the reason we have the templates also multiple here. The templates are going to tell you only if the Tritiya is for that purpose. If in these four cases only, those Tritiyas only can compound. The remaining Tritiya relationships cannot compound. And Dvitiya. Dvitiya also not just because two words are Dvitiya related, it cannot be compounded. Only one of those seven. Like that in Tritiya, it's not like just because they are Tritiya related, it can be compounded. It has to be one of these four templates now. What are they? First we saw Hetuhu Gunavachanena. You have a reason, like we saw last time, Vrishti, and because of Vrishti, Shitala. Vrishti Shitala. Kopena Aruna, Kopa Aruna. Remember, you can also write the sentence with the expanded form, right? Wherever you have Kopa Arunam, you can also write it as Kopena Arunam. Split form, it still works. Just that we are saying that
Sir, one
Tritiya relationship can be compounded. Yeah, Buji.
Sir, is there any difference between a normal Visheshanam and a Gunavachanam, or both mean the same?
Same. Gunavachanam is a Visheshan. That's it. Anything which is an adjective which takes 3 lingams is coming under Gunavachanam.
Okay, thank you.
This is where we stopped last time. So all of you were clear so far, right? Let's go to the second template of Tritiya Samasa, which says Karta or Karana. Remember, Karta also can get Tritiya Bhakti, Karana gets Tritiya Bhakti, right? Karta also can get Tritiya Bhakti when? Let's ask this question. When can Karta get Tritiya Bhakti?
Karmani Prayoga.
Karmani Prayoga. In Karmani Prayoga, karma becomes pradhana in a sentence. So karma gets the prathama vibhakti. That becomes the subject or the main topic of the sentence. So in sentences where karma becomes the pradhana word, which is in English called subject of the sentence, that is, by meaning, subject means the thing that is being talked about. So if that is the karma, then the karta of that kriya gets tritiya bhakti. So karta can also get tritiya bhakti in some conditions. Now this template says the karta which is in tritiya or the karanam gets tritiya always, whether it's karmani prayoga or kartri, doesn't matter. Karanam means the instrument, using which, by means of. So these two words, what will they connect with? They connect with the kriya, the actual action, right? The kriya in the form of karmani participles. Ta, nyat, shanach. Okay? There's no other karmani participle, right? Let's be clear with that now. Are we all clear? What are the karmani participles?
Tavya Taniyar is there, no?
Tavyatani and Nyat.
Tavya Taniyar is there, correct. That we are now here not mentioning. Right, Tavya Taniyar is there, but we are taking only the net form here.
Sir, when you mentioned that just now, you mentioned the word subject. Is that what you mean by abhihita?
Yeah, abhihita, correct. What is abhihita is the subject. Right.
And abhihita is always in prathama vibhakti.
Correct. Abhihita is always prathama bhakti. The subject gets the prathama bhakti. Whatever is the main topic of that sentence gets prathama bhakti. You can look at it in any way. Yeah. Why is it called abhihita? It is abhihita by the verb. So the verb of the sentence is the one which tells you what is the verb aligning with. What is the verb indicating? The verb could indicate karma or could indicate karta. So that is abhihita. So if karta is abhihita, karma gets dvitiya, and if karma is abhihita, karta gets tritiya.
Tritiya, yes.
Okay, and good observation. So the participles, there are also tavya taniyar, but then here we are listing only ta, nyat, shanach. These 3 participles and preceded by the tritiya bhakti on the karta or karana. This is one template. Because we have an action, a verbal action being done, and we are saying done by whom or using what. Now let's see examples one by one. I think it is in that order. Karta, karana with conversation. See, Rama nihataha. That is for Ravana. Ravana can be called Rama nihataha. So which example is this? What is Rama nihataha? What is the first Puropadam? Is it karta or karana?
Karana.
Karta.
Oh.
Karta. Nihataha, ta pratyaya, ta participle. So Rama nihataha is a valid tritiya samasa. If somebody asks, is Rama nihata valid tritiya? You should say yes by the fact that it is karta with anta. Naka bhinnam. This is like I can say Hiranyakashipur vapuhu naka bhinnam. Right? What does it mean? And therefore, what is nakha here? Is it karta or karana?
Karanam.
Karta.
Karan.
Nakha karta.
Karan. Nakha is karana. Assuming Narasimha is the
Karana. Okay.
Narasimha is karta.
Okay. Karta.
So,
The context is required. So the example must have Narasimha also involved. To say Narasimha is the karta, then nakha becomes karan.
Sir, in a sentence, if we say Ravanaha Banena Ramena Hataha, this Hataha compound can be compounded with any of these two, right?
Any of these two, correct.
Okay.
sir, sorry to ask you this question. Rama Nihitaha. It's different from the pattern of the first Hetu, Kopena Arunam. So I was thinking Ramena Nihitaha. That is not correct. Actually, Rama Nihitaha. That means
Okay.
it is
Next
in
one,
karmani form.
Akapeyam.
Karta is some.
This is the other example of karta with got to be or able, right? Drinkable. Something that is drinkable by kaka. Akapeyam. This is a net example. Ravana Niyamana Sita. Sita, who was being kidnapped by Ravana. Ravana Niyamana Sita will again be karta with shanach pratyaya, the present participle. Vedasvahasta likitam. This is an example I've given of both karta and karana. So, like Buji asked a question, I mean, you have both karta and karana in a sentence. You can do any one or you can do both. So, Vedasvahasta likitam. This is a tripada compound, right? Where both karta and karana can be together compounded.
So the logic is, sir, the karta should come first, then the karana, and then the participle, right, sir?
Veda likitam and then Veda swahastali. That's how it looks logically, because we have this thing expands to Vedas likitam, right? First it is Vedho likitam, and then likitam has another likitam expands to hasta likitam. So karta comes first, karana comes next.
So Rama Bana Nihataha Ravanaha.
Yes. Ravana. Rama Bana Nihata. Bana Rama Nihata will not work. Even I think intuitively also you can see that it doesn't make sense.
And that is Shashti, no, sir. Ramasya Banena Nihataha, is it?
That no. Ramasya Bana, if you can interpret that way also. But actually you can also say both karta and karana. So it is Rama Bana Nihata, Rama Nihata, Rama Nihata, Ramena Nihata, Ramena Banena Nihata.
So
Oh,
You can
okay.
keep both tritiya also.
So, question, sir.
Yeah, very.
Rama Nihitaha. I thought you heard say Ramaha Nihitaha or Ramena Nihitaha.
Ramena, right?
Ramena, right? Okay.
First word must be tritiya relationship with the second word.
Sir, Ramena Banena Nihata, no? Ravana was killed by Rama with an arrow.
Correct.
So in both cases, it should get Tritiya only.
You can say, or it depends on how you interpret. Or you can say Ramasya Banaha, Rama Banaha, and then Rama Bana Nihata. In which case, it's a slightly
That
different
will make
interpretation.
Bana as the Karta. That will make
Yes,
Bana
that will
as the
make-
Karta itself, not Karana.
Correct. But it's still fine. That's just how you interpret it. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. So we have done one more template done, right? Which is karta or karana, which will be in tritiya relationship with the karmani participle, can be compounded. The next two are actually not, next one is not very great. It is like Bhakshena Mishri Karanam, ingredient with food item. First of all, when I read this rule, first time I read it, I didn't even know that we have to put ingredient in Tritiya for food item, right? Basically, Dadyodanaha. We keep saying Dadyodana, right? You know, all of you know what is Dadyodana, right? Curd rice.
Perugandam.
I didn't even know. I thought curd rice. I didn't even know what component it is. Now, when you read this, you will read. Actually, it is supposed to be dadna odana. Basically, rice with curd. Okay. So Panini says that any food item, and and then you are having an ingredient with it, right? The ingredient will get Tritiya Bhakti, and you say Dadna Modanaha. Like Guda Prutuka. Prutuka is saying is that aval, and then Guda is Bellam, that is your good, and then you are mixing it. Bhakshena Mishri Karanam. So using an ingredient and some food item you are mixing, that itself is, first of all, that is a Tritiya Bhakti there in the expansion, and then that Tritiya can be compounded. This is clear?
Yes, Mahodaya.
Great. Fourth, just like we did Dvitiya. Remember, Dvitiya Tatpurusha says if it is one of the 7 words in the Uttarapadam, we are doing like that. There's a fourth template is a list of words now. Purva, even Avara as well. Sadrisha, Sama, Unartha, Kalaha, Nipuna, Mishra, Shlakshna. If any of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 words, but one has Unartha. Unartha means Una and synonyms of Una. So you can have Una. What are synonyms of Una? Una can also be Hina, I guess, and
Nuna.
Nuna also, correct. So all the Unartha words, then the word Kalaha, Nipuna, Mishra, Shlakshna. So like Dvitiya Tatpurusha, Tritiya Tatpurusha also has a similar template of 7 or 8 listed words as the Uttarapadam. And then if these are Uttarapadam, you can compound. Let's see an example. Chandra Sama Kantihi. There is a Kanti, luster, and this luster is Chandra Sama. Basically, it is Chandrena Sama, right? This Kanti is as good as the moons. So Chandrena Sama Kantihi. The Chandrena Sama can compound to Chandra Sama because Sama and Sadrisha are listed words. We also know Sama and Sadrisha Gavan Tritiya, right? That is anyway known to us. And this sutram now, or this template now says you can also compound. Not only that, you can say Ramena Sadrishaha. Ramena Sadrishaha can also be compounded to Rama Sadrishaha. Another example, very popular, is Kshiram, that is milk, is Jala Mishram, is water mixed. So Mishram is mixture or a mixed, and then you say water mixed. Jalena Mishram Kshiram, Jala Mishram Kshiram. In 2 examples, but you can say similarly you have Purva, Vara, Una, right? Una is popular in the numerals, right? Ekona Vimshatihi. Ekona Vimshatihi means not 20, but 1 less than 20. Ekena Una Vimshatihi, Ekona Vimshatihi. And this Ekena Una becomes Ekona.
Sir, one question. This Nipuna, no, I've always mapped it to Saptami, sir. Shastra Nipunaha and all that.
That is correct. Saptami also will have Nipuna word there. So you have to now think. Now, why is it Tritiya also here? Etena Nipuna. Just I think we have to explore that further because Nipuna is in Saptami as the main sense. I think this is like that Patita that came in Dvitiya, right? We all thought Patita should be Saptami. Nipuna, why will Nipuna govern Tritiya? I mean, we have to see. I'll probably read further and get back on that.
So what is Slakshna means, sir?
Slakshna is another adjective. Slakshna is another adjective. Let's see what it means. I think Slakshna should be smooth. Yeah, smooth or polished.
Okay, it's new word for me, sir. Okay, Slakshna.
Slakshna, and he says Shishupala 346. You can probably see how he has used it. Amitashlakshnataya. Okay, he has just used Amitashlakshnataya. Griheshu. Atisnigdhataya. Very soft and polished. Amitashlakshnataya. Now we want an example of how can it come to what is Tritiya compound with Lakshana, right?
That's Lakshnataya is converting
We'll
it
have to see
into a
an
noun
example.
and then them right there.
That's right. Here he has converted into noun and then made it an adverb. Okay. But I was thinking if we can get a Tritiya example in this verse itself. No, it's not. But we will figure out. Okay, what is Tritiya example with Lakshana also? We'll park that. But what we know now is these are the listed words for which Tritiya Tatpurusha applies. Remember, first one is a template. When I say template, it's a generic one. It's based on, you can say, regular expression, right? You can substitute matching words. The last is a list. There are 4 templates, of which 3 of them are actual templates where you have where it's defined in terms of type of words, whereas the 4th one is just the exact list of words. Just like how Dvitiya had only list of words. So only these 4 templates are available for Tritiya Samasa. Any other Tritiya relationship cannot be combined into Samasa. Clear?
Sir, this handicap, that is also like, if you want to indicate, that also I think it's part of Tritiya, sir. Like Badhiga or
That also comes from
something.
Una, is it?
It comes as Una. Okay, sir. Like Pangu
Oh no,
or
you're talking
Badhiga or
about that.
Kana.
There is one Akshna Kanaha, right? Tritiya Bhakti.
Yes, Lakshna
Where does
Kana.
it come?
Yes.
That's the example they give.
Yes, sir. Akshna Kana or Karna
Check where it
Badhiga.
comes. Tritiya Tatkritarthena Gunavachanena. Tatkritarthena Gunavachanena. Okay, Akshna Kanaha is given an example of Gunavachana, Hetu Gunavachana itself.
Oh, okay.
Okay, in the Samasa. Now you have Ena Anga Vikaraha. Ena Anga Vikara probably is the sutram that tells you have to put Tritiya. So this is a sutram. By whatsoever limb being defective is pointed out a defect person, that the third. Okay, so this is a sutram that gives you that you have to put Tritiya Bhakti there. So you should say Akshna Kanaha and Ena, right? The Ena Anga Vikaraha. By what is that Anga Vikara? That Anga gets Ena Angena Vikaro Lakshyate, that gets to Akshna Kanaha, Padena Kanjaha, Panina Kuntaha, like that. He has given examples. Now, here, Tatkritatena Gunavachanena. Wait, 1 second. So, Tatkritena iti kim Akshna Kanaha. Now, in Akshna Kanaha, if you take an example of Akshna Kanaha, and all of you are clear why Akshna Kanaha gets Tritiya Bhakti, right?
That is the Tritiya rule, sir. That Tritiya rule by Tritiya rule.
The Tritiya rule which we saw, Ena Anga Vikara, right?
Correct.
Okay, now here he is taking the example of Akshna Kana to say in Tritiya Tatpurusha Samasa, this will not, you can't make Akshna Kana into Akshi Kana.
Oh,
Okay, why? He's saying
Oh, we can't make. Okay.
we can't. He's giving that example saying Tatkritena iti kim. It is not, Kana is not Hetu, right? Akshi is not a Hetu for Kana. It is It is
Which
the
Vyakaranam is this?
by which, yeah,
So which one you're reading, sir?
whatever I'm seeing on the screen, right? Tat kritena iti kim, this part.
Okay, sir.
So the whatever is the gunavachanam, the previous word must be that must be the one which has caused it.
Ha.
So that akshna karana is given actually an example of where you cannot make a tritiya samasa.
Acha. Oh, it's not. We can't make it. Okay.
You can't make
So
it
we
because
can't
again
say
coming back,
pada kanjaha, sir. Sorry.
yeah, you can't.
Basically, it doesn't fit into the context of Tritiya.
Yeah, it doesn't fit in any of these four. That's all. It doesn't fit in any of these four. So that's an example of
Oh.
the left out one. Correct.
Okay, sir. Understood. It's a good point, sir.
No, I think you got triggered by that Tritiya Vibhakti must exist for that Yenanga Vikara.
Yes.
That's correct.
Ha.
That's why we saw that.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is another rule which says, this is the Karakam rule, which says where to put Tritiya, even where Yenanga Vikara you put Tritiya. But this Yenanga Vikara Tritiya will never get into Tritiya Tatpurusha. That's what this.
Yeah.
The,
We
this
can't samasify it.
You can't samasafy because it is not the hetu for that gunavachana. Neither it is karta karana, neither is it bhakshena mishrikaranam, nor is it in the list of purvadi.
Okay.
That's all. So we got an
This
example.
is a very good learning, sir. Very good learning. Yeah. Otherwise, I would have written the kanjaha.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a good learning because I think all of you so far just take for granted, right? Tritiya Tatpurusha, okay, I know Tritiya compound, but now you look at this and say, okay, we maybe intuitively we're getting it, but this tells you only these four can compound, the remaining cannot compound, and we saw an example of both of them. Now your mind must be clear saying there are many reasons Tritiya are put, right? We know Tritiya is put for Hetu Tritiya, Kartari Tritiya, Karane Tritiya, and like we saw, Enanga Vikara also gets Tritiya, but that Enanga Vikara Tritiya will not compound. Whereas Kartari Tritiya will compound with the verbal participle. That's what we'll do. We're just looking at what are the subsets that can actually be compounded. Remember
So
all this Vibhakti Tatpurusha Samasas, right? That we're looking at Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panchami. The Vibhakti Tatpurusha Samasas, whatever we're looking at, will be subset of the actual relationships that can exist in that Vibhakti. That much must be clear in mind, right? We're looking at there are many reasons why Chaturthi Vibhakti is put, many reasons why Panchami can be put. Of that, certain relationships only can be compounded. That's what holds true for any Vibhakti relationship. Yeah, Tapas, go ahead.
actually, sir, no, there's a mental overlap between that Tarakam, that Upapada Vibhakti and the Samasa. I think somewhere there's some confusion, some overlap. That is why, sir. I think
that we have to keep it clear in mind that the two are two different chapters. That's what I'm saying. That's why I got that again. Tarakam chapter tells you where all can you put what Vibhakti, right? So it is about there are only 7 Vibhaktis you have, but there are some 20-30 relationships, right? Sambandha between any word, any two words, or any word and a verb. There are many kind of connections you can have, but unfortunately or whatever, there are only nobody has invented. Sanskrit does not have 8th Vibhakti or 9th Vibhakti. You have to do with 7 Vibhaktis. So 7 Vibhaktis must cover all the connections between two words that are possible. So there are Vibhaktis that will do multiple jobs. Like Tritiya, we already know. Tritiya does the job of saying due to, also does the job of saying along with, also does the job of saying using it. So like that, you will see many Vibhaktis doing multiple jobs, because only then you can cover all the relationship within the 7 Vibhaktis. What Karakam says, chapter tells you is which connection goes to which Vibhakti. Right? So that end of Karakam, you are clear about the Vibhaktis that are existing. All that is in Jasta Prayoga. Now the next step is the Samasa tells you of these different Vibhakti combinations and whatever relationship, there are a subset of them that can be compounded. So that is a Samasa. You keep that in mind. If you keep that in mind, it becomes clearer now. The overlap is just understanding the Vibhakti here. So even from here, we can understand that, for example, we understood that patita can also have Tritiya Bhakti connection to it, is a Karakam understanding. So, right, when you read Samasa rules, sometimes Karakam rules become clearer. Okay, so because Karakam is required first step to get the Samasa, no? In fact, in some cases, Panini also has abbreviated. See, Panini's aim was to reduce the number of sutrams, right? He wants to ensure that the entire grammar be told in as less sutrams as possible. If he wants to remove one sutram, he'll be very glad to remove one sutram. Now, what he has intelligently done is he knows that in samasas, he has to again cover the fact that if the vibhakti relationship is so and so, you can compound, right? So, intelligently, what he has done is in the Karakam, sometimes he doesn't mention what he's already mentioned in samasa. Okay, because he says, anyway, in samasa, I've told you that if the relationship is between these two words, for example, dadyodanaha, right? Adna odanaha, dadyodanaha, that can be compounded. You will never find this in a Karakam chapter which says you can put Tritiya Bhakti for the ingredient, right? Because he says that's a repeat, no? I already covered it in samasa. You getting?
Okay. Good point, sir. Very good point.
Yeah. So because he wants to
Very good
abbreviate
point.
his sutrams, he also has done very intelligently. He has done that. If I already covered in samasa saying the example that no food bakshyena mishri karanam, that is with the food item, the ingredient can be Tritiya samasa done. That itself tells you that ingredient must get Tritiya Bhakti. So he would have omitted that in the Karakam chapter.
Okay, understood, sir. This is brilliant.
Yeah.
So never thought of it like this, I think.
Never thought of this, but I've seen that he has done. And commentators also will write saying, eteneva jnayate, that this is there's a Karakam rule hidden here. That's how they write.
Amazing insight, sir. This is just an amazing insight. Thank you so much, sir. Wonderful.
And thanks to you for bringing up these two. That there is a relationship, as you said, between the Karakam learning we are doing and Samasa learning, especially Samasa learning, especially the Vibhakti Tatpurusha, right? Because that's where the Karakam overlap comes. The remaining Samasas you will not get because they are all two different words which are not Vibhakti related. But Vibhakti relationship compounding, of course, Karakam talks about what Vibhakti to put, therefore there is an overlap in terms of. But even if there's overlap, you keep in mind clearly rules of what Vibhakti to put. That is different. That is in Vyasta Prayoga, right? That is in every word gets some Vibhakti to be connecting to next word. So I need to know what Vibhakti. Samasa is a subset. It says for certain of these relationships, I can even compound. Keep that in mind. It will become very clear for you to understand all this.
Understood, sir. This is just amazing. Wonderful insight. Thank you so much, sir.
That's also clear, right? Usha, Hari.
Yes, Mohdaya.
In fact, now you will see this. We'll be able to go faster because now you know what is to be expected, right?
Yes.
So can we say we'll come back here to this screen and say Tritiya we have done. Okay. So now we will go to Chaturthi Tatpurusha templates. What is Chaturthi Tatpurusha template? Let's again start the way we did. First of all, there are many relations. I mean, you can say like this. There are many reasons why you put Chaturthi to your Pratipadikam to connect with its another word, right? In a sentence, I put Chaturthi to one word to connect with another word. When will I put it? That is the Karakam rule. Example, Sampradana Karake Chaturthi. That's a Karakam rule which says these are all the different reasons for which you put Chaturthi on a word. Since we are today doing Samasa, we will park that for a while. We'll assume that we know some of the reasons why Chaturthi is put. Now a subset of that is taken here, which is called Chaturthi Tadartha Artha Bali Hita Sukha Rakshita, of which the last are actual words. Rakshita is actual word, Sukha is actual word, Hita is actual word, Bali is actual word, Artha is actual word. Tadartha is not an actual word. It means for that purpose, in terms of saying for making that thing. Let's look at example. Tadarthena prakriti vikara bhave eva samasa ishyate. That is a rule. The meaning Panini meant by tadartha is Yupaya daru. Let's say there's a Chaturthi Vibhakti which says this daru, this wood, this wooden log that is here, is meant for building a yupa. Yupa is a stambha, right? A pillar. So the daru that is there here is yupaya asti, right? Yupaya, this daru. This yupaya daru can be compounded to say yupa daru. Why you can compound? Because basically it is daru that's finally going to become the yupa. Okay, the daru is the raw material required for the purpose of making yupa. So am I making sense now? Clear?
Something which is meant for a purpose.
See, you should be able to get clearly the subset here. Anything meant for a purpose gets Chaturthi Vibhakti. I think we'll do 2 examples also. Okay. Pathanaya Vidyalaya Gamanam, right? This makes sense. Vidyalaya Gamanam, going to the Vidyalaya, is for reading. Pathanaya. Is this phrase clear?
Yes, Maurya.
Now, what is Pathanaya? Why are we putting Chaturthi Vibhakti to Pathanaya? Because Panini says if it is for a purpose, right? For the purpose of something, you put Chaturthi Vibhakti. Therefore, we are saying Pathanaya Vidyalaya Gamanam. Okay, let's simplify to Patanaya Gamanam. The going is for the purpose of reading. So Patanaya Gamanam is clear?
Yes, Maurya.
Now, can I compound it as Chaturthi? We know Patanaya Gamanam is for the purpose of reading. Can I compound and say Patanaya Gamanam compounds to Patana Gamanam? Chaturthi Tatpurusha. What is the answer?
Pata Gamanam?
Patana Gamana.
Can you compound? Can you compound Patanaya Gamanam with Patana Gamanam? The Pratipadikam is Patana, right?
Yeah, for
Yes.
the purpose of studying only, no? So tadarthe.
Yeah, for the purpose of study. So it becomes Patana Gamanam. So is that a valid compound under Chaturthi Tatpurusha rule? What will your answer be?
Patanartham.
If you're using Patanartham, that's a different thing.
No,
But
no, sir.
You can
This
always,
is like
you can
our
always put Chaturthi.
Pushpam plak kartum. We see that example. No, there is no.
That is another Chaturthi. That is
special word.
Kriyarthopada Chaturthi. Correct.
Correct. Okay.
No,
That
but
we will
that
come
is a
to.
Karakam, right? No,
That's a
that will not
Karakam.
come under Samasa. That's a Karakam. That won't come under Samasa.
But it's a Karakam which says you have to put Chaturthi there. We can also examine, can that Chaturthi be compounded? So I think, see, if you take that Pushpartam Udyanam Gacchati, right? Pushpartam Udyanam Gacchati, I mean, Pushpam Apachetum becomes Pushpaya. Finally, it becomes Pushpaya Udyanam Gacchati, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, but here it is, that's why it's coming back to what I'm asking. So, instead of Gacchati, because if I say Pushpaya Gacchati, you will say you can't compound because there's a Tinganta. So, that's why I made it Gamanam. Pushpaya Gamanam. Pushpaya Gamanam also means Pushpam Apachetum Gamanam, right? It's again Kriyarthopada Chaturthi. Let's take this Pushpaya Gamanam. Can you make it Pushpa Gamanam?
Then how will you say, sir, it is not Pushpasya Gamanam and Pushpaya Gamanam?
That is not the reason, no? How do you answer saying, can Pushpaya Gamanam be compounded to Pushpa Gamanam, yes or no? You should say yes because
Sir,
of this reason or no because of this.
No, sir, because there is no creation or making, no. That
Yes.
we are not making
That is the
anything
right
there.
answer.
So
So Pushpaya Gamanam cannot be compounded to Pushpa Gamanam because we saw if the Chaturthi is for the purpose of, if that is the Chaturthi you're putting, which is what we are putting for Pushpaya or Patanaya, it is Chaturthi to indicate for the purpose of. Then Panini says only the subset, only the purpose is if that thing is turning into the other one. Like wood is for the purpose of stamba, gold for the purpose of necklace, blah blah blah, right? If there is something which is for the purpose of something, means if it is a raw material for getting that final vikara. If this is a prakriti for a final vikara, only in that purpose you can compound. Remaining purposes cannot be compounded. That's the first template meaning. Is it clear?
That means it should be a material, is what you mean?
Yeah, it must be a raw material. Yeah, it must be a raw material to the. So Patana and Gamana and all not even materials that can create. You're right.
Okay. Fine. Got it.
Very good point, sir. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Very good.
You will know this if you you'll know this if you very deeply study samasa templates. There's a very deep study here required. So Chaturthi.
Yes, sir. But
for the
sir,
purpose
now I
of,
have
remember, for the purpose of gets Chaturthi Vibhakti. That is Karakam rule. Karakam rule, Panini says, wherever you want to say for the purpose of X, put Chaturthi Vibhakti on X. So we know for the purpose of X, therefore we can say Patanaya, Pushpaya, all that we can say. But here he says, only that Chaturthi. Of course, you can say Upaya Daru also. The Daru is for the purpose of Upaya. Even this Prakriti, that raw material and Vikara also comes under for the purpose of. That's very generic template. That therefore Upaya Daru, Haraya Suvarnam, all that will come under the Chaturthi Karakam rule. Of these, Panini says only Upaya Daru, Upadaru, Kundalaya Hiranyam, Kundala Hiranyam. Only these can be compounded, but not Pushpaya Gamanam, Pushpa Gamanam, or Patanaya Gamanam, Patana Gamanam. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Pushpaharam can be. Pushpaharam can be a.
Sir, yes, sir. This was my point also. If we swap the two words, if I say Daru Yupaha, then it goes to Madhyama Lopi.
And that's a different one, yes.
Right? It's just that
That's
if
right.
you just swap the words up and down, it goes to a totally different samasa.
So different samasa and different meaning also. Right? Daru Yupa, different meaning also.
That means it has been constructed with the Daru. But here it is yet to be constructed.
Daru Yupa, Pradhana Padam is Yupa. So basically you are saying it's a stamba. Okay, it's a Yupa already. Made of wood. Whereas when you say Yupa Daru, we are talking about wood. We are referring to the wood is a Pradhana Padam.
Pradhana Padam. Okay, yes.
So Yupa Daru and Daru Yupa are two different compounds meaning two different things. One means wood, the other means Yupa. Okay, back to Usha. Usha had a question. Usha's question?
Pushpahara or Hara Pushpa, that same thing. So if I have to use Tadartha here for a flower for a garland.
Right.
Okay. So it will be Hara Pushpa, is it?
Flower. So if Pushpa becomes Pradhana, so you put Pradhana Pushpa first. So then before that you put Hara, you get Hara Pushpa. Right. Hara Pushpa.
Okay.
How do you do it? Because what is the meaning you want? Finally you want to say this is flower, right? This is flower for the purpose of making necklace, right? Or Hara.
Yeah.
So this is flower.
Pushpa.
So flower becomes, so Pushpa you put first. First you write Pushpa and then precede it with Hara as the purpose. Because the Uttara Pada Pradhanam comes, right? So you want it to reduce it to finally Pushpa.
Okay.
When you reverse it and make it Pushpahara, what does it mean?
Garland of flowers. Pushpasya.
It is Pushpa Nirmita Hara. It is basically saying garland made of flowers.
Okay.
Which means the meaning is garland now. Hara becomes the meaning, or mala.
So, sir, there a Pushpahara, will it be Shashti Tatpurusha or Madhyama Lopi?
The
Pushpanam
Madhyama
Hara or
Shashti Pushpanam Mala, if you take, if a Mala, I think Pushpanam Mala still makes sense. This is a garland of flowers. But wherever it doesn't make sense, you put, yeah, wherever it doesn't make sense, where Shashti makes sense, you use it. Shashti doesn't make sense, you take it Madhyama. Madhyama Lopa.
Okay. Got it, sir.
Okay, so we have done Chaturthi compound with Tatartha, the purpose of. Remember, when you say the purpose of Chaturthi, only a subset called Prakriti Vikara Bhave, right? Only that the Samasa can happen. Okay, which means there must be a sense of for the purpose of making that or creating that. Basically, the relationship of raw material. Huh? Huh.
Samaseshu Dandadipaha vayam sarve.
What is Dandadipa now?
Dandakare nirmita.
We'll come to that. Correct. So we will come to that later when we cover more of templates. Now let's go further to the next template in Chaturthi Vibhakti, which is Arthena Nitya Samasaha Sarva Lingatacha. The word Artha, which again means the purpose, that will be a Nitya Samasa, which means there's no Vigraha Vakyam to it. You always have to use it in Samasa only. For example, Brahmanartham Payaha. It's an adjective now. This gives you an adjective. Meaning is meant for that, right? For the purpose of that. Is that Arthena Nitya Samasa clear?
No, sir. What do you mean there is no Vigraha Vakyam?
Because Arthena Nitya Samasa. Nitya Samasa means only in Samasa this will come. You can't separate it out into Vigraha Vakyam.
Oh, okay. And what is Sarva Lingata?
One of the poems Artha used. We saw in one of the poems Artha used separately also, no? If I remember.
Where? If you remember.
So how is this Brahmanartham Payaha? What do we write it as? Brahmana Payaha, is it? Or with Artha we write?
We can't. That's what I'm saying.
I
Because
didn't
of Nitya
understand
Samasa, you can't expand this. You have to only say Brahmanartham Payaha is Arthena Nitya Samasa. It just become for the purpose. So it will become like Brahmanaya, you can say.
Sir, in that
What is the word,
sir, in that shloka in Bhagavad Gita, Dharma Samsthapana Arthaya Sambhavami. Their Artha is different, right. No? Not this Artham.
Not this Artha, yeah. Not this for the purpose, not this Samasa. It's a different one.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
So this Brahmanartham Payaha, where is the Samasa? Is Brahmanartha, that is a Samasa.
Okay, the Samasa is between Brahmana and Artha. The word Brahmana and Artha combined together to form a Nitya Samasa, which is an adjective that means something that is kept meant for this.
So if I have a Samasa which says Brahmana Payaha, then I expand it. If I have supposing sir, I have a Samasa which says Brahmana Payaha. Okay. Now for this Vigraha Vakyam will be Brahmanartham Payaha, and here Brahmanartham itself is a Samasta Padam.
No. Brahmanam and Payaha, you can't have a Samasa. What is that Samasa called?
Brahmanaya Payaha.
But we just say, no, we just told that Brahmanaya Payaha is like Patanaya Gamanam. You can't compound the two words in Chaturthi Vibhakti unless they are Prakriti, unless it's Prakriti and Vikara, right?
Okay. Understood, sir.
So that is ruled out. Here we are saying there is Payaha, there is milk which is meant for Brahmana. If you want to say this is meant for it, then the word Artha, which is in the sense of meant for, right? This word Artha, which is in the sense of meant for, can be compounded with what it is meant for, like Brahmana Artha, but there's no Vigraha Vakyam. Okay, together you get an adjective. This is Nitya Samasa.
So it is, we can use Brahmanartham. There is no Vigraha Vakya for that. That is what it is.
Yeah. Vigraha Vakyam cannot involve the Artha word again. Maybe Vigraha Vakyam can just say, Brahmanartham can be just Brahmanaya. That's all can be Vigraha Vakyam.
Okay.
This is what is meant by, if you look at the Chaturthi, Tadartha, Artha, then Bali, Hita, Sukha, Rakshita. We saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words, right? Listed there. Chaturthi can be compounded with Tadartha, Artha, Bali, Hita, Sukha. Tadartha we saw. Tadartha is for the purpose of only if it is a Prakriti and Vikara. Artha we saw. Artha is always Nitya Samasa. Okay, Artha is not a separate word that can be used in the Vigraha Vakya. Done these two. The remaining are easy. The remaining Bali, Hita, Sukha, Rakshita or Chaturthi related to that. Right? You can say Kuberaya Bali. Kuberaya Balihi is Kubera Balihi. Right? Daivaya Balihi, Daiva Balihi. Gave Hitam. Something that is good for cow is Go Hitam. Something that is good for... can you give an example? You can try yourself. Hitam. Good for what?
Deshaya hitam, desha hitam.
Deshaya hitam, desha hitam. What can be desha hitam? Remember, desha hitam is an adjective. So what could be its possible visheshyam?
Karyam. Deshahitam karyam.
Karyam. Yeah, desha hitam karyam. Athava desha hita nitihi. Right? This strategy is good for country. So desha hita nitihi, desha hitam karyam. That's how the hita gets component in
Prajabhyaha
Chaturthi.
hitam.
Yeah.
So Yushmad
And if
Hitam
you
we
don't
can
want
say, yeah?
Yushmaditam, it's good for you. And this is simple. This hitam expands to Chaturthi. So Gave hitam, Ashvaya sukham, Deshaya hitam. So hitam governs Chaturthi and then it can also be compounded. Similarly, the word Sukha. This Sukha is Sukha that's related with Chaturthi Vibhakti, which is Sukham for that. Anything that is Sukha, similar meaning of Hita here actually. Hita is welfare, Sukha is happiness.
So Ashvaya Sukha means it is a Sukha for the horse. Like the horse is
Yes.
having Sukha.
Yes. It is Sukha for the horse, whatever you're referring to. It could be something else, right?
Not
Ashwasukham.
Sukha by the horse.
No,
Not
no.
like
It is
not
something. Yeah. It is indicating something. It's an adjective to something which is going to be happiness for the horse.
Acha. Idam ghas. I am ghasaha.
Yeah. Asaha.
Ashwasukham.
Ashwasukha. Ashwasukha.
Ashwasukham.
This also is
Okay.
adjective. Then Rakshita. Rakshita means what? See, if you look at Rakshita, again means kept for, kept safe for. Again means Dhenave Rakshitam, Dhenurakshitam, similar to Artha only it is, right? The word Artha was meant for, and this is here actually saved for. Something that is saved or kept aside for some purpose is Rakshita for that purpose, and then you say, you can compound that and say Dhenu Rakshitam.
Mahodaya, see, if you're telling Denu Rakshita, that means the second word is Pradhanyam, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Mitraya rakshitam dhanam, mitra rakshitam dhanam.
Correct. What was the doubt, Usha?
Because when you gave when you gave these words Hita, Sukha, before you explained it, it came that it must be the first word, Sukhaya something, Hitaya. So it is.
No. These are all second words.
Yeah.
First word is the one which gets Chaturthi relation.
Yes. Okay.
So one doubt here, sir.
Mm.
One question. So Rakshita being a Tanta word can also go in Tritiya Samasa.
Correct.
So it's doing.
I was also about to cover that. So, Dhenu Rakshita. If you read the phrase Dhenu Rakshita, Rakshita is
The
a
Dhenva
Tanta word. Dhenu can be karta, and then it can fit the second template of Tritiya Samasa, which is karta with tanta, right? Like Nakabinna or Ramanihata. Like we have a Ramanihata, can we have Dhenu Rakshita? Now we have an example of, yes, Dhenu Rakshita now can be fitting both templates. So again, like I told the other day when I introduced Samasa, finally when you, after you form a Samasa, when you want to look at the meaning of it, you will necessarily find that it can be vigrahified, it can be matched with a template that is more than one. It is highly possible. Then it just means it has all those meanings. It's possible for you to say Dhenu Rakshita could be Dhenva Rakshita, right? It's something that is protected by the cow.
So I am Tarinakaha, Dhenu Rakshitaha.
Atava even Vashishta Maharshi, Dhenu Rakshitaha, right? You can say he had a Dhenu which was protecting him. That's
okay.
That's a Karta Karana with, that's a Tritiya Tatpurusha. But if you're using in a sentence saying, I am Ghasaha Dhenu Rakshitaha, then you know what.
Then it is
right? So
Dhenave Rakshita.
Then it's a Tritiya Tatpurusha. Yeah, correct. Just that it is featuring in both. So don't get surprised or overwhelmed by that. You have to understand that once you form a compound, it could fit in multiple templates. So be it, right? That means it can have that many meanings. Is it clear? Chaturjata Tatpurusha, all of you?
Sir, like Sukha, Dukkha is not allowed as per this template, sir.
Yeah, there's no dukkha here, correct.
Okay, sir.
Because if you look at Hita, Sukha, Rakshita, all similar meaning. It's like something that is kept for somebody's benefit.
Welfare.
The word benefit is getting kind of three shades. Benefit, Hita is benefit directly, Sukha is benefiting happiness, Rakshita is like saved for the benefit again. So that's why dukkha is not there here. All these three are generally giving some benefit for somebody.
Kuberaya Balihi, it is good for Kubera, not for the animals.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so that way you can remember that Bali, Hita, Sukha, all different words, but it underlying there's some common tone going around, right? Which is it is kept for that person because that person will be happy with it. Is it clear, all of you?
Yes.
So Chaturthi Tatpurusha template we have done. Now as is our norm, right? When you finish doing a template a samasa type, let's ask the question, do we know what the samasa yields, right? So what is the yield of samasa? Is the resultant prativedikam an adjective, noun or adverb? Avyam or adjective or noun?
The adjectives, karyam, so it is like that. Yeah.
Depends
is
on which
adjective?
template you use.
Depends.
Bodhitam
Yeah. So you go with start with Rakshita, Sukha, Hita. They will all be adjectives.
Correct. Yeah.
Bali is anyway given noun word, right? So it has to be noun only now. Bali is the Uttarapadam and Bali is the Pradhana Padam. Balihi will remain Balihi only. Correct? Bali is not adjective, right? Balihi. It is always Balihi. This is an offering, a gift or offering it is called. So it is always going to be noun. If it is noun, then what is the lingam? Bali, same as Bali lingam, Pullinga. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Then what about Artha? Artha is Nitya Samasa adjective. That's the rule. So Artha becomes Artha, Artha, Artham, depending on the lingam. And Chaturthi compound ending in Artha will be adjective. So Artha, Artha, Artham. Three forms. What is Tadartha? The Tadartha compound again will come back to the noun only. It will not give an adjective. It's like we saw, right? Pushpa, that Mala, right? Yupadaru. Yupadaru same as Daru. The lingam is same as Daru only. right? Kundala Hiranyam. The lingam is same as Hiranyam. So it's just the Uttarapadam's lingam that remains as it is. So is it clear now?
Sir, this Daru has come from Dhru.
Ah, must be, yeah. Dhru for tree and something related to Dhru, Daru could be. Yeah.
Sir, this Brahmanartham is always Brahmanartham. That's what it says, no, sir? This
Means what?
Brahmanartham. No, this the Arthena Nitya Samasaha Svalingatacha. That is based on the Payaha. No, it is Brahmanartham always, right? Artham
No,
only.
no, no.
That Artham.
No, it is adjective. That's what I said. Brahmana and Artha, and then finally Artha, Artham, depending on what is the Vishesha.
Oh. Okay.
It's an adjective. You're forming any Artha ending samasa here is an adjective.
Okay.
It indicates the thing that is now meant kept for the purpose of that.
It basically answers the question what.
Okay, sir.
So we are clear about what is the output also, right? What is the output? Is it noun, adjective? Clear? Usha, Hari?
Yes, sir. So tadartham, it will be a noun. Then artha will be adjective, so it will decline based on whatever is there. Bali
Correct.
will
will be a noun that Tadartha will be a noun and it will decline based on what that noun is.
Yeah.
Artha will be adjective, so we say artha, artham, right? 3 forms. Bali will be a noun,
Bali
it will
will
decline like Bali only. Hita, Sukha, Rakshita will become Hita, Sukha, Sukha, Rakshita, Rakshita, depending on what it is.
Will be adjectives.
Adjectives.
Yes.
Sir,
Okay.
this
Hari, you're
Tadartha, sir, this Artham combination can be used as Kriya Visheshanam also in Dvitiya, remaining as Artham.
Correct. Because that's again, by the other generic ruler, any adjective can be made adverb by using Napumsakalingam 2, 1 form.
So it remains Artham as Kriya Visheshanam.
Yeah, then it becomes Artham. So that's why I don't want to cover that as a special case here, because that's a generic for any adjective. So already we know how to convert an adjective to an adverb. So even Brahmanartham Payaha, Brahmanartha is an adjective. Therefore, I can make it an adverb by taking 2, 1 form. You get Brahmanartham. So aham idam karyam Brahmanartham karomi. That's how you get that sentence. Okay.
Sir, I still have a doubt here, sir. One small last doubt, sir. Suppose somebody is avataraha. So Vishnu has taken his avataraha for the lokasya kshema. Okay. So I have to say kshemartha avataraha. Correct?
Yes. If you want to take, if you want to say this avatara is for the purpose of kshema, then kshemartha avatara.
Okay. Now, when I write in the sentence saying that kshemartham esha avataraha abhavat, na, what do you, that is adverb. That is actually adverb, is it?
Adverb. Kshemartham avatara means the avatara happened, and it is kshemartham happened. It becomes the adjective to happen rather than adjective to avatar.
It is an adverb kind, isn't it, for abhavat, the kshemartham that we write, right?
Correct.
Thank you,
This whatever we explained now, this is true for any adjective. So that's why I'm saying nothing special here. Any adjective we make it an adverb by 2, 1 form. Remember that day we saw, right? We saw an example in our Wednesday class. He describes that the Vanara Sena, right? Vahini.
Vahini, yes.
As having Nilotpalam, right? Nashta Nilotpalam, something like that. So how come he has put Napumsakalingam? We said that's it. We said it is adverb. Like that you can use Kshemartham. Kshemartham you can use like an adverb or you can use like an adjective.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Sir, one question, sir. Sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, Kriya Visheshanam is telling you, is qualifying the verb. Like Katham likhati, Sundaram likhati. that is Kriya Visheshanam. But if I say I am Brahmanartham idam karyam karomi athva Kshemartham, then the question is not Katham but Kimartham. Does it still qualify as Kriya Visheshanam?
It's not kimartham. It's still katham only. See, it's saying
No,
how did I mean,
why am I right? Why am I doing this job for the Brahmana? Why is this avatara for Kshemartham?
yeah, but then the sense is adverb sense. So you have to just slightly change it to avataraha. If you say kshemartham avataraha, then it means instead of saying this avatara is for the purpose of kshema, it should say kshemartham avatara. Like the avatara happens in such a manner that the purpose of kshema is met. It gives you the adverbial sense. You have to just tweak it in your mind saying this is an adverb now.
Okay,
So it has to answer the question.
Yeah.
It has to answer the question katham abhavat only.
Huh.
So kshemartham
Acha,
abhavat means
Brahmanartham-
katham abhavat. Kshemartham abhavat means it happened in such a manner that it became for the purpose of kshema. Like that.
Okay, understood. So a lot of
nayati. Payane.
But this is very getting very technical. But yeah, this is how you understand it. Yeah. Yeah, Bujji.
No, we can say Brahmanartham nayati. Kim nayati, payah nayati.
Actually, this clears a lot, sir. See, Kshemartha is the adjective which we form based on this rule, and then we make adjective as adverb as per our regular rules. Correct, sir?
That's it. Perfect. So that's why I'm saying you don't have to now remember anything differently here.
The second part need not be remembered. How this Kshemartha came is what we are justifying by this rule. So it makes it simpler, actually. Correct.
That's it. Yeah, that's the idea. To keep it very simple, don't just keep the other rule as any adjective to adverb rule. Same thing applies to here. That is why whenever you see kshemartham avataraha bhavat, how did kshemartham, that word, get formed? That's what we are saying. It's a chaturthi tatpurusha followed by an adverb conversion.
Got it, sir. Very clear, sir. So I was using this artha for everything. Your wish type. Okay. So now it makes it simple. Yes.
Done. What about Hari, Usha? Not hearing them much. Clear, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, yes,
listening, sir. I have a lot of learning, so I'm listening.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But if you have any
because
doubts,
we,
you ask.
Yeah. Right
Yeah,
now,
yeah, because
everything
I
is a
wouldn't-
new. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, same, Maria. Whatever you're telling is the same for me too. Yes.
Probably I will go through this video
Okay.
again, sir, again and again.
multiple
Okay,
times
so
we
with
need to
that-
go through this. Like,
Sir, we also need to go through this multiple times. Hari, you're doing a very big
multiple times
service.
we need to go through.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
one
So with
doubt.
that,
So 1 minute, sir. Just one more doubt, sir.
yeah, go ahead.
So kimartham, how is that word now derived? How is the word kimartham? That is also a
Same
samasta
thing.
padam like this.
Yes. Samastapadam using the kim pradipadikam. Kim and artha. Same in this Chaturthi Purusha only. Kasmai. In the sense of kasmai, it has become kim artha.
Oh,
So what a revelation.
what a revelation!
I mean, these are all our daily, we use it daily, the words. Yeah, we don't even think how it has come. But this gives you the explanation.
Word tadhita also, no? Tasmai hita.
The word tadhita also, correct.
Oh, hita, right? Yes, tadhita.
Yeah, with hita. Whereas in kimartham, it is this one, that arthena nitya samasaha. That by that rule, by the second template here, kim with artha becomes kimartha. Then you ask a question. For what purpose?
So when I say Saha Patanartham Vidyalayam Gachati, so there this Patanartham is the Kriya Visheshanam.
Patanartham Vidyalayam. Yeah, it's a Kriya Visheshanam. Correct.
Okay, that is why. So this was one question which actually I wanted to ask you, sir. So when we create a Kriya Visheshanam, are we creating an Avyayam?
Hello, dropped.
Sir?
No, I didn't hear your voice. Didn't hear your voice. Can you repeat the question?
Sir, no. When we create this Kriya Visheshanam in the Napum form 1,
Yeah.
are we creating Avyayam? Because we are not even
Yes.
it follows the Napunsaka form. But are we creating an Avyayam?
Yes. You're creating an Avyam. After that, that will never change. That's the final form. It will never change after that. It's an Avyam.
Okay, so we are creating an Avyayam. I had this doubt.
Yes. So whenever you create a Kriya Visheshanam in by the method we said, it's all Avyams that we're creating. Basically, it's a final form. There's no other change further you can do to that.
Thank you, sir.
Great. So with that, which means we go back to this slide, we have done one more bullet point, which is called Chaturthi Tatpurusha. We'll quickly do Panchami because Panchami has very, I think this is the least set of all the Tatpurushas here. Panchami Tatpurusha, as you can see, can only be with the words Bhaya, Bhita, Bhiti, Bhi. This is as per Panini, right? Where he has taken all like the form. Bhaya is your noun form, Bhita is Tanta form, Bhiti is thin form, Bhi is again a noun form. But then we also see it used with Trasta. The word Trasta, which also means it's a Tanta word of Tras Dhatu, which is again Bhita. Then Panini himself says Apeta, Apoda, Mukta can be used. And then what we see again is Tanta or Shatru. Either it can be a Tanta or Shatru, where Apadana is clear, where the separation is very clear. Okay, so we all know that Panchami Bhakti is put on a word if there is a separation. Right? Apada, if there is a clear separation, Apadana, right? We put like Vrikshat Patram Patati. So there's a clear separation. From Vriksha, with a leaf which was actually together with the Vriksha has now separated and gone. So that is Apadana Karaka. Then for that you put Panchami Bhakti. So where there is a clear separation, therefore you can call that Patram as Vriksha Patitam. And you can expand Vriksha Patitam as Vrikshat Patitam. Fine. I'll pause here. Is it getting clearer?
Sir, can the niche also of this be compounded or only non-niche?
Niche in the sense? Like?
Vrikshat Patita Phalam Vanarena.
Should be able to. Patita again means made to fall and there's a separation. So Vriksha Patitam should be fine. As long as the Tanta actually gives you a sense of separation.
Okay, okay. Right.
Examples are given here where there's a Panchami Tatpurusha but not using Bhaya, Bhita, Bhiti, Bhi, which is the standard one which Panini gives, along with Trasta, Apeta, Apoda, Mukta. The example I've given are where the Apadana is clear. Let's see the example. Grama Nirgataha. You can call somebody, you can call yourself, Aham Grama Nirgataha Asmi, is I have left the village. Grama Nirgataha. There's a clear separation act. Girikshiptaha Prahalada. This I have taken from Narayaniyam. From Narayaniyam, there is one verse, if you in Prahalada's episode, where yeah, go ahead.
But this Nirgataha is actually Pradibrahuhi, no?
Nirgataha, no, it's not Pradiprahu. It's Nirupasargaha Gamdatu, to exit. It's not, there's no sense of less here, okay? Pradi Bahuvri
Okay.
gives you a sense of less, and for that you need a noun, first of all. Moonless, nightless, right?
We can say nirgramaha.
Nirgramaha, I mean villageless.
Okay, understood, sir. Carry on, please.
It just gives a less. But gata is first of all not a noun. You can't, there's nothing that can be gata less, right? So gata itself is an adjective. So nirgata is a nir upasarga gam dhatu. Nirgachati is to exit out. So nirgachati, exit out. So somebody exited out of grama, you can call him as grama nirgata. Okay. Next one, Narayaniam example. Narayaniam that in one shloka, Girikshiptaha is used as an adjective to Prahlada. Prahlada was Girikshipta by Hiranyakashipu. So what is the meaning of Prahlada was Girikshipta? The only meaning you can say is he was thrown from the mountain, right? It's very clear case of Panchami Tatpurusha. It's not Girina Kshiptaha. The mountain did not throw him. He the instrument. Girikshiptaha Prahlada has to be Giritaha Kshiptaha. Therefore, I put this example here and said this is the case of apadana, clear apadana using tanta with the apadana karaka. Vakshasthala vinirgalat rudhiram. Again, another phrase I've taken from another shlokam somewhere else I've come across, and that poet has used Vakshasthala vinirgata rudhiram. Vakshasthala vinirgalat rudhiram. So this is a Shatru Pratyaya. Rudiram, blood that is emitting out, that is flowing out of the Vakshasthala.
So one question, sir. Do we take this as physical separation, or sometimes there will be some figurative things also which poets describe, right? So that is also covered, or how is that? No, just
Where example?
unable to think of an exact example. Somebody is separated mentally, okay, something like that. You can't think like that.
You can. I don't think there's no. You can Panchami Vibhakti as long as there is a clear separation. Doesn't matter physical separation or separation in abstract sense. But if there is a separation, something that was together became separated, and Panchami Vibhakti is used for that separation, that you can compound it. As long as you put that separate that act in Tanta or Shatru Pratyaya.
Okay.
Something like Jiva Gataha, can it be used? Someone passed away, so can it be a separation?
What does it mean? Expands to what? Jivat Gataha?
Jivat Gataha, yes.
But he went away from Jiva. Is there Jiva means what?
Okay.
But you don't say
Might
somebody
be
has
the-
gone away from.
Going, no? Jiva only is going.
Yeah,
She meant
only
Jivanath.
goes.
Jivanath she meant.
No, that was wrong, Buji. I think I took a wrong thing.
Yeah.
I was just telling whether if there is a death, there is a separation from the body.
Yeah, then you put body, no? Then you put that Jiva is separated from the body, right? I mean, Panchami Tatpurusha is clearly you put the which from where separation happens, that's the first word, and the act, the verbal act is the next word. Just strictly follow these examples. Grama nirgataha, girikshiptaha. Follow that example and coin your own.
So the other case
Maybe
is still alive.
Kaya Gataha.
Kaya Gataha.
Kaya Gataha Pranaha.
Kaya, we can say Kaya nirgataha. So again, Gata has a sense of attaining, reaching. Nirgata is like clear separation. Nirgata means exiting out.
Deha nirgatam
So it becomes
jivanam.
Deha nirgataha pranaha. Perfect. Or Deha nirgataha jiva, right? Jivatma itself. You can Deha nirgataha jivatma. Okay, Usha, that makes it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Hari was saying something.
No, I was just saying the same point. That case, it is still alive, like Jivat Gataha. She's still alive. He's not gone then. I don't know. Would it mean that way?
No. There's nothing, no meaning for jivat gataha, right?
Right.
What is the meaning of from jiva? From jiva, I don't know what it means.
He's still alive. I mean, he's not gone.
That's the next step. But the phrase jivat gataha itself doesn't have proper sense.
Right.
You can say samsarat nirgataha, right? Or lokat nirgataha, but jivat nirgataha doesn't make sense. It is the jiva that is going out, actually. Okay. What else is remaining? Now, bhaya, bhita, bhiti, bhi. You want to see examples of bhaya? I have not given here. What is example? Give me an example of either bhaya, bhita, bhiti, bhi. One example.
Vyagrad bhitaha, vyagra bhitaha.
Okay. So, somebody who is afraid of vyagra, he can be called as saha vyagra bhitaha. Next, any other example, anyone? Bhita is done. Usha, you want to try with any other thing?
I'm thinking, sir.
Samasa bhaya.
Samasa bhayam. Hari is done. Samasat bhayam is samasa bhayam. Fear from samasa. So, Usha.
So in
Chorat bhitihi.
Right.
Rogat bhaya, rogat bhaya.
Roga bhayam. But since bhayam is done, you go for bhiti, roga bhiti. Correct. The chora, I think, example Bujji gave. I think, I think Bujji has read if you read the original commentary of Panini, where people have given example, that chora is what they would have given. Chora bhitihi, chora bhayam. Right? Afraid of thief.
These are foundation from the videos.
Okay, from videos. The videos also they have taken directly from the. None of these videos, none of these guys explaining give their own examples. I have seen everywhere they take the examples that are already written in that by centuries and centuries of these people only. That's why I felt
Sir,
we should do
I want
something
to know I want to know the difference between bhayam and bhihi.
Meaning wise same.
Both are same.
Bhihi is just both mean fear. Just that bhi is derived differently from bhi dhatu, and bhaya is like your gang form. Bhaya is actually a gang form like thing, but it is an napumsakalingam word.
Bhihi is a noun, right?
Bhi is also noun. Same meaning as bhayam. Correct.
Okay, right.
So the resultant is noun, sir, here?
The resultant is the uttarapadam. Okay. Whether if you're using bhaya is the resultant, bhita means bhita is the resultant. So in all these cases, uttarapadam is the resultant.
Okay.
Okay, because we are seeing that the Panchami Samasa can be. So we are seeing that Panchami Samasa can be made with nouns, can be made with adjectives. So what is the resultant? The resultant is clearly the Uttarapadam itself. Uttarapadam is the Pradhanam. So whatever is the Uttarapadam, nature of Uttarapadam, that is the result. If Uttarapadam is an adjective, the resultant is an adjective. If Uttarapadam is noun, resultant is a noun. So that answers the property of the created word here. Clear? Panchami Samasa, everyone?
This bhita is the adjective, so strilinga will be bhita because of tanta rule. Huh?
We have tanta, correct. The other adjectives also trasta, apeta, apoda, mukta, tanta, shatra. These are the only things available, which means you already know the three form of all this. All these are also tantas only.
Or sir, for Janma also Panchami is used. I remember you telling once.
Janma also,
Jata,
what
sorry.
is used?
For Jata also Panchami.
Correct. Jata also. There is a clear separation there. Jata also comes under the Anta with Apadana Karaka. Okay, now what else is remaining in Panchami? I've added addendum some, and we can have Itara, Vyatirikta, Anya. All these three meaning other than. So even these three words combine in Panchami Samasa. Whereas in Vesta Prayoga, you have to give a Panchami and saying Vamat Itara, right? Vamat Itaram Itaraha Hastaha can be said Vametaraha Hastaha. The hand which is not Vama, that is Dakshina Hastaha. Dakshina Hasta can also be called as Vametaraha Hastaha or Vama Vyatirikta Hasta or Vamanyaha Hasta. So the word Itara Vyatirikta Anya, which indicate other than, which requires a Panchami, this Panchami also can be compounded.
This Panchami is easy to understand
everyone?
in Hindi, where say is used. If somebody can interpret it that way, it's easier to understand.
Say is used. Correct. Actually, we learned two things there. First of all, like I told you, Vachaling Tapas, right? The fact that Itara Vyatirikta Anya govern Panchami, that also we are learning. It's a Karakam rule. So you want to say somebody is different from this person. Ramat Itaraha Eshaha means this guy is different or other than Rama. Vamat Itaraha, like that. So we first learn that there is a Panchami that governs, the word Itara Vyatirikta Anya require Panchami. Second, we are saying those Panchamis can be compounded. The last rule here is with Adhika also. The word Adhika also you can compound. Shatadikaha Janaha. We are seeing this also. Shatadikaha Janaha means what? Shatat Adhikaha Janaha. People who are more than 100.
100 से ज्यादा. 100 से ज्यादा. Easy to understand in Hindi, sir. This Panchami.
Correct. 100 से ज्यादा. This Adhika, when it governs Panchami to say more than that, this Panchami and with Adhika can also be compounded. This is done? Yeah, done.
And the point to remember here also is, though Panchami is used for Hetu, it cannot be compounded.
Yes, that is also to be remembered here. Correct.
Can you give an example, sir?
Which one?
Where Hetu Panchami and non-compoundable case.
I mean, wherever you want to put Hetu Panchami, you don't compound, right? If you want to say, give a Hetu or something. You can say Kopa Aruna itself, right? Kopa Aruna itself can be told as Kopat Arunam. Red due to anger. Right? That you can't compound. You have to say Kopat Arunam only.
Okay. But Kopena Arunaha we have no, sir.
Yes. If it is Hetu Tritiya, you can compound. Kopena Harun. That's what Buji said. So that point is clear, right?
So Koparuna will be always a Tritiya, but if you want to use it in
Yes.
Panchami, then you have to use Kopat Haruna.
Yes. That's it. Okay, Uma.
Next time if we come across Hetu Panchami, I will think, sir. I am not able to get an. Yeah.
Actually, this is very
Sir,
this is very simple one.
Yeah, when you are explaining this, it becomes very clear. But when it comes in a verse, then coming back and telling that, yes, this is it, that is where I can't.
That's the next step. We will see. Once you understand this, that's the first step. If you understand these concepts, every time we come across a verse, we will go revisit these concepts again. Things will become clearer.
Yes.
That's the next step.
Okay. No, but it is much clearer now, sir. If you, I at least I can, even if I'm wrong, I know where it fits in now. At least that clarity has come.
Sir, then
Again,
in verses
like I said,
we Hetu Panchami, sir. Where do we fit it is what I'm thinking.
it will be all Panchami. In verses, whenever we say Hetu Panchami, we see a Panchami Vibhakti and we are saying it is Hetu Panchami.
Okay, sir. I will now
We
watch out,
separate.
sir.
That will be separate words. We can't do a samasa of it. If we do a samasa, then we explain it by using only tritiya.
Tritiya. And
Tritiya,
since you heard the phrase Hetu Panchami, whenever we explain in the class Hetu Panchami, that means we are seeing a Panchami Vibhakti and we are asking the question, why is it Panchami? The answer is Hetu Panchami. If you don't see a Panchami Vibhakti, if it is compounded, you will always say this is Hetu Gunavachana Tritiya Tatpurusha. That's all.
Sir, I will. Got it, sir, but I never paid attention. Now I'll doubly pay attention and check.
Okay. One other thing is, Panini stops with that Bhaya, Bhita, Bhiti, Bhi, and then he adds Apeta, Apoda, Mukta. Whereas the remaining one I have added based on readings, right? You read Narayaniyam, there is a Greek Shipta. How do you explain it? So, based on other readings and what we find, I've added a Tanta with Tanta or Shatru with where Apadana is clear. And Itara Vetirikta Anya is very, very commonly used by poets. Vame, Tara and all we have seen also in a lot of verses. So, Itara, Vetirikta, Anya, Adhika, the other two lines I've added are based on what we encounter from verse. But if you go to any Samasa video by anybody, or if you go by any book, they'll all stop at that Apeta, Poda, Mukta and stop it. That's how they explain Panchami Tatpurusha. But as I told you,
Sir,
in this class, yeah, Buji?
What does Vetirikta mean, sir?
Vetirikta same as Vetirikta also means other than. It just means other than.
Other than. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Atirikt is atirikt.
Yeah. So this Kanika is like, you can say it includes what normal grammar books include, plus what we know is also allowed, which is not covered in the grammar book. So basically, we are learning the practical grammar, right? Keep that in mind. That's clear example coming out in this Kanika.
This is very comprehensive, sir. Lot of stuff is covered in this.
Sir,
I've
what
not
is
seen
the meaning of
Vyoma Labs Panchami, but I think Buji, you have seen. I'm sure in Vyoma Panchami they would have just stuck to the textbook thing, right? Which is they wouldn't have covered.
Only Bhi is there. Nothing else is given. Only Bhaya, Bhi, Bhita, that's it. Panchami ends.
So that was my intent also in this Kanika when we teach. My intent is to not stop at the standard textbook thing everybody does. That is fine, but we also have to understand why people have used other things, right? So I thought let me write that also, and it's evolving like this. Seems fine now, right? I mean, as you can see, I would have added these examples later in other version, and then Itara I would have added later when I encountered it. Adhika, I would add, the last one with Adhika also is an extension, right? Somewhere I was missing it, so I added it. So this is an evolving thing, but more or less it's kind of settled by now. But idea for all of us is to learn this like more like what we see practically.
I think it's better if we.
Buji?
I think it's better if we Jata also, sir, because that's one specific thing which is.
Jata also I'll add. But I was thinking Jata is covered under the Tanta where Apadana is clear. So that like Nirgata, but I'll probably give one example of Jata in that. That's all. I'll do that.
Sir,
you have a good example? I can put it right away. You have any good example, Jata?
Agnina Jataha, there is some thing I remember from somewhere. Agni Jata.
Jata, let's take.
Sir,
Agni Jata, Dhumaha, right?
Sorry, Yagna Jataha.
Who is Yagna Jataha?
Draupadi.
Drishtadyumna.
Yeah.
There are some examples of people who have born out of Yagna. There, the example given
let's do one thing. If let's do one thing. Let's not put our example. Let's put an example used by a Kavi here. We'll find out that Yagna Jata, where it is used. I'll find it out and put that.
Yeah.
But no, we know Drishtadyumna, but if there's a poet who has described Drishtadyumna as Yajnajata, we will then put it here. Okay? That phrase. I will look at it. Fuji. But Jata example, let's put it here. I'll look at, instead of creating our example, let's put an example of a poet already. That will make it clear.
And also that you think that you're covered in Saptami, it's so important, but it's not covered in the basics, sir. That Saptami
I know,
with
I know.
Tanta, they generally leave it at Nipuna. That's all.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, that's
I've
right. So when we
never
do
seen
Saptami, we'll do.
Exactly, sir. It's Saptami, that Saptami with Tanta, I've never seen it being covered. I thought it doesn't exist at all.
But if you think it doesn't exist, I mean, this is what I went through when I learned, because I also learned initially like how you guys are going through, right? You learn from the grammar books, from videos or whatever. Then it was very clear in my mind that there is no Tanta specified for Saptami, right? Then you come across so many Tantas in Saptami that you start questioning yourself, what is happening, right? Is it violation? What is it? So it evolved that way. Then you realize that fine, I mean, there are usages, even though Panini is not mentioned. For us to understand in our mind, we have to just, it's like our addendum to it, right? That's how all this have come out. So that's why you see Saptami. I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 based on the existing grammar rules plus what people have done. I've classified into 5. Now, if you remember these things, then this is like more like we have done. In fact, we are better than even the people who are reading the grammar books and videos.
Yes, it's like absolutely beautiful. I mean, all those are covered in this.
Sir, one question, sir. Can you just scroll up, sir? Come to that. The Sir, Adhika, is Adhika not with Tritiya? Shatena Adhika?
It can, see, depending on what you mean. Adhika, if it governs Tritiya, then it means it is more by that amount. Shatena Adhika means it is more than something. Like we say, Panchashat Adhika Shatam, right? That's 150, no? Which means it is Shatam, but it is 50 more. So if you have a Tritiya relationship with Adhika, like saying Tripihi Adhikam, means it is more by an amount of 3.
Okay.
Right? Whereas if you use Panchami for Adhika, like Shatat Adhika, it means it is more than 100. We don't know how much more. It is just more than 100.
Okay. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wonderful,
So Adhika can govern Panchami, can govern Tritiya, different meaning. With Tritiya, it means it is more by that amount. And with Panchami, it means it is more than that. Not saying how much more.
Oh, Shatat is okay.
Yes.
Oh, more than 100.
Correct.
It is like 100 plus and like, okay.
Yeah, 100 plus it is. So Shatadikaha Janaha 100 plus. If you have a Tritiya relationship, if you want to say Shatena Adhika, it means it is 100 more than something.
Okay.
Which is what happens in the numbers. When we say Panchashat Adhika Shatam, it is Panchashata Adhikam Shatam, 50 more than 100.
And sir, what is the meaning of Apeta and Apodha?
Apeta is gone, deviated from, I guess, because there's a Panchami. You're saying Etasmat Apeta, Dharmat Apeta, right? Dharmat Apeta, we can say, deviated from Dharma. Apoda, let me check. Apeta, we saw, right? Let's anyway look at it. Gone away from something, departing or deviating from, swerving from, right? Like Arthad Anapetam, Dharma Patyartha Dharma Anapetam, we can have. Now, what is Apoda? Apoda is carried away or removed. So something from somewhere.
Vahadhatu, Apu plus Vahadhatu. Okay.
Shall we look at Apoda? Apoda is a standard example, no? So we look at Apoda here. Apoda, Kalpana Podaha. What does Apoda meaning, we saw?
So carried away.
Carried away, removed. So Kalpana Podaha, what does it even mean? Let's look at English one here.
Like away from imagination looks like.
Carried away by imagination.
Yeah, carried away by imagination is, but that can't be by, no? There has to be a Panchami here.
From, carried away from imagination. Freed
I
from.
thought I'll understand. I thought I'll understand if you read the English part. That is not clear.
So sometimes this English translation, it doesn't capture the vibhakti properly.
Doesn't capture. So where is it Panchami? Basically, it expands to.
This Vasu thing is more difficult than Sanskrit, sir. I don't know what he says.
Correct.
We go back. So he's saying here. He's saying look at Apavah. Let's see Apavah to see if we get more details. Apavaha cha Vaso asya marutaha. To carry off or away. So to carry off or away from something, right? You carry off something away from something. Because I want to get that from. So to drive away, disperse, dispel, remove, take away. See, all these meanings make sense from Panchami, right? So he's saying Apoda Vignam, that Vignam was removed away.
Might be something like remove off the weight. Probably that kind of.
Just basically removing something, taking something off something else. That's what Apoda means. So even Kalpana Podaha should mean taking off something from the imagination. Okay, ma? Tapas.
Yes. Okay, sir. Understood.
Basically, if you look at this Apavah meaning in more detail, you can understand what it is, and that is what he's saying can compound with Panchami.
Yes. Understood, sir.
Okay, I think we are running too much beyond time. And all of you are still there without sleeping. Nobody sleeping?
No, sir. Come.
This class.
Even then, Tatpurusha is still pending. Shashti.
Yeah. So I think we'll wind up here, which is like at a point where we're saying we are done up to Panchami, right?
So this class, this Vyakarana class is more required than the Padyam method. Because now when we go back to
Actually,
the
if you
Padyam,
finish, if you go through this once, if you go through our Bodhika and Kanika once and then go to verses, you may all even enjoy it further, right? You will understand every time where to go back and look. That's also one way.
So see, Kanika, but it's not the same as you explaining it right now. So
that is true.
Yes.
So
but my thought was, see, it will be very, very, you can say a raw subject or a boring subject if you just go through Kanikas and Bodhika, because you don't have any, which like theory, right? More of theory. Whereas in verse, you enjoy the verse, and then from verse, we just pick up only those Kanikas that we learn. So that's another way of teaching, right? That's what we've been doing. That also is effective, actually. I mean, both ways are fine. Yeah.
Definitely,
I think you need mix of both. We'll do it. Yeah. Because you will appreciate more, right? When you really see a verse and then you see that how the theory is put into practice. That will be that's where you see how those Kanikas are used.
So actually that the Padyam has helped in a way that now we are able to read other Padyams also. See, even that knowledge was not there earlier.
That is the idea, in fact. Yeah, correct.
So
everything
Padyam,
we are just greedy, sir. We are greedy for more. Everything
correct.
seems to.
But sometime when
Now
such karakam is also required, sir.
Yeah, I know. Because of this, from this class, I realized Karakam class also we have to run through once. We'll do. I think we'll do a mix, right? We'll take a pause, do some kanikas like this, then go back to verses,
Yes.
and again take a
That's
pause and
better
do
because
some
Kanika. Now that we have some base of the padyams, we are able to
Hmm.
correlate, even though we are not doing a
Yes.
padyam now. I correlate some of the things that we've learned in the padyas. Now that we are going to this, we are able to correlate better.
Yeah, that's right. I think we'll do this, a mix of both. We'll have variety, we'll have enjoyment.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. This is enjoyable in its way, and Padyam was also helpful in its own way.
Yeah. Okay. So we have come to Panchami. So what do we have left? We have Shashti, Saptami, and Ekadesha. So with that, we will do the Samanya Tatpurusha. Then we can go to Karmadharya. Once I think this initial part will take a lot time because we still understanding what is Purapadam, Uttarapadam template. I think once that is get clear in mind, I think other things will, I feel, will go faster. Right? There's nothing much to stress again on what is Purapadam, Uttarapadam, Pratipadikam, and all that. So I have feeling that next Samasa class should be even faster. But anyway, we will not mind that. We will just keep going till we all are clear in each Samasa class. So far good, right? Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panchami.
Excellent, sir. And I believe maybe Bahurihi will take some time.
Yeah, and that will be
That is
interesting
going
also.
to take
We'll come.
Yes.
Yeah. But
So
where it
many
is taking time, let it take time. That's not an issue. The issue for us is to grasp the fundamental, and I mean in the easiest way possible. Right? That's again the idea. We have to just remember the basic framework, which is essential to remember, and then everything should fall from there, from the first principles. So let's understand. We'll do that. So good. Let's keep doing. But anyway, we have to. So next Saturday we'll anyway do our normal verse, right? The reverse of that Pratiloma Patana, all that, which means Samasa we can have somewhere in middle of the week, right? Thursday again is fine.
Sir,
But I think
sir, let's
Bujji, you
finish
are having issue.
Sir, let's
Okay.
finish at Tatpurusha and move to the poems.
So next Saturday, Tatpurusha. But do you want anything in between, or Bujji, you won't be able to make it, is it?
The weekdays difficult for me, sir.
Difficult.
No issues. I'll listen to the video. I'll listen to this thing.
My request is this week I'm traveling, so I may not be. I'll try, but I may not be able to make it on Thursday.
So then shall we keep the next classes next Saturday and take the rest of the Samasas only?
This week,
Okay.
I may not be able to. Yeah.
Yeah, then let's do that way, because anyway we are doing Samasas in the main class, so that's fine. No, Usha, you're also fine, right?
Yes, I'm fine, sir. Fine.
Anyway, we will say next Saturday also we will do Samasas only. So
yes, sir.
So we'll do it after a week. But if we start doing Padyams on Saturdays, then we will do Samasas on some other days, and so that we have both of them progressing. Right. So for this week, it will be next Saturday, continuing from Shashti Tatpurusha.
Okay.
Okay, then Sadhyamaha. We'll call this as done.
Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your time.
Everybody.
Thank you
Bye.
so much,
you.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Dhanyawad.
Thank you, sir. Dhanyawad.
Thank you, sir.
Dhanyawad.